Hi, hello, and welcome back to PJs and Pages. Today I am taking in the spirit of Valentine's Day, and I am coming to you with some of the stories of love that I am obsessed with or have been obsessed with in the past. Some of these I have not reread in a long time, so maybe my review would change with them, but when I read them, absolutely obsessed with them. And I think you might be too. So the first one up is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is a classic rivals to lovers office romance where Lucy Hutton and Josh, the doctor, I can't remember, I know his Joshua Templeman, are battling for the same position, and they are office rivals. They always have been. They work for a publishing company, so there's literary references and love of books, and yeah, Joshua Templeman is everything. There is some spicy scenes in it, and obviously there is miscommunication, all sorts of fun stuff. I won't go into too many tropes because I feel like some of these tropes would ruin the story, but it is so cute. It is not like the most fabulous work of literature I have ever read. However, is it easy to devour in one sitting? Why, yes, it is, because I have reread it like 4 times. Whenever I'm sick, I pick up The Hating Game and read it like if it's watching a rom-com on Netflix. So if you're into that kind of thing, The Hating Game might be for you. Next up is a book that got me back into, when I was first getting back into reading. College, you don't have time to read, and then I started my big girl job and I didn't really have time to read, and then somewhere I just decided, who cares if I don't have the time? I'm gonna make the time, which I did with The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. This one I literally started at 10 a.m. and did not put down until, or 10 p.m. and did not put down until 3 a.m. in the morning. Could not put it down. I read all the way through it. It is funny, it is cute, it is, let's see if I remember their names. I don't. Okay, so Stella is a girl with autism. I think she's at on the spectrum. I can't remember. She's like high functioning. So Stella is like a high functioning, she has Asperger's, there we go. And she basically hires Vietnamese Michael Phan to teach her how to be intimate, how to kiss people and just be intimate with people. And in the process, they catch feelings. Surprise, surprise. So it's really cute. And what does she do? She like works a tech job, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, she basically hires him to teach her how to kiss, and it spirals from there. So it's really cute. It's a classic trope, classic story with Asian American Pacific Islander rep, and also some neurodivergence, neurospicy rep. So if you're into that kind of thing, I think this series would really be for you. She's got 2 other books in the series, and all of them have some kind of neurodivergent rep. And all of them are AAIP, because obviously she is an AAPI author. So if you're into those kinds of things, this is really good. I got this one. This was actually my first book of the month book, so definitely recommend this one. Next up is good old Emily Henry. Beach Read is one that I have reread 3 or 4 times at this point. It is such a good one. Once again, we've got some writers who, so literary world, they are both suffering from writer's block, and there's reasons why they end up in this little beach town in Michigan, but essentially they're trying to break their writer's block, and they have known each other since college, and they are rivals. She writes a romance and he writes lit fic, and they kind of challenge each other to get out of their rut by taking on each other's genres. And in order to do so, they're like, okay, but we're gonna help each other. I'm gonna show you my process for researching my genre, and you're gonna show me your process for researching your genre, and we're gonna get together, and at the end of it, whoever writes a bestseller wins. And in the process, obviously they fall in love, and their story is just so cute. It's so sweet. This is a romance that has a little more depth to it. I think Emily Henry's romance writing is just, there's something special about her characters and her stories. And I felt that way about every single one of her books, except for People Whom We Meet on Vacation. So, oh, this one's so good though. Go ahead and read it. And there's a special edition. I do have it somewhere over there. I won't pull it out, but it is stunning. So Beach Read is top tier, and I have reread it many times to prove it. So recently reread it. It's still good. All right, next up is one that I don't see talked about often, and it is You Had Me at Hola and A Lot Like Adios by Alexis Daria. I think the third book is coming out this year, or maybe it already came out. I don't know. I have to get my hands on it if it has. But this is a series that follows three cousins, I think. And the first book, I mean, killed it for me. This one follows two telenovela, or a soap opera star and a telenovela star. And they end up working for like a Netflix type programming and putting on a show. And what's really cool about it is that half of it is like there's chapters within it where it's actually the telenovela that they're recording, like it's the script. So really interesting. Older characters, like they're not in their early 20s. I think they're in their late 30s, maybe early 40s. And yeah, Hispanic rep, we love that. Takes place in New York, we love that. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. This was absolutely lovely. I thought that the spicy scenes were realistic and super fun. And if you haven't read this one, you should. This one, A Lot Like Adios, is a friends to enemies to lovers, actually. And it's like kind of a second chance romance. So it follows one of the other cousins, and they are also working together on a project, and there's misunderstandings, of course, but yeah, essentially it's about them getting back together, and it's really sweet, and I loved it. And I love the Hispanic rep, and specifically the Puerto Rican rep. So I don't know what that series is called. It's something, the Primas of Power, I think. Primas is cousins in Spanish. So the Primas of Power, I believe, is what it's called. So be on the lookout for the third one. If you haven't already read the series, pick it up. It is so cute. Next up, we have Ali Hazelwood, The Love Hypothesis. Now, I have read this one and Love on the Brain and all three of her little novellas. And I plan on picking up another one for Valentine's Day. I haven't decided which one yet, but I read this one and fell in love with Ali Hazelwood. I got this one when my son was in the hospital at 2 months old for, they were trying to figure out why he wasn't gaining weight. This has been an ongoing issue in my life. But we were in the hospital for like a week, and I had this one, and I literally could not put it down. Full escape of my life into this book. I read it in about a day and a half, I think, while I was in the hospital, just like feeding my child and napping him and all of that. And yeah, it is phenomenal. It is a workplace fake dating, rivals to lovers book about a PhD candidate, Olive Smith. And she convinces her friend that she is dating, and in order to prove it, she kisses someone named Adam Carlson, who also happens to be this hotshot professor at her school, and they kind of pretend to date because it's good for his career, and pretend to date because she's trying to convince her friend to leave her alone and stop matchmaking. So either way, fake dating, obviously they fall in love. It is super cute. It's a little nerdy. I think it started out as a Star Wars fanfic, and it turned into this, so like Raylo, whatever, that whole universe, it's that. So it is really cute. So while I do not recommend reading Ali Hazelwood's books back to back to back because they are very similar, especially the characters are very similar, I definitely recommend her writing though. They are fun, they are rom-coms, you will have a good time reading them. So definitely pick up one of her STEMinist books. They are very good. I can't say anything about the other ones, but her STEMinist books are really good. And finally, for my historical romance girlies, I have the League of Extraordinary Women series by Evie Dunmore. It starts with Bringing Down the Duke, followed by A Rogue of One's Own, and then Portrait of a Scotsman, and then there is another one that I haven't gotten to yet. It is The Gentleman's Gambit. I think this might be the last one. I'm not positive. But yeah, I've read these three, and they are all phenomenal. They are... Look, I even started tabbing one of them, and then I got so like caught up in it, I didn't finish tabbing. I just read straight through, and it's got sand in it because it went to the beach with me. So Bringing Down the Duke is the first one, and while it is such a fun ride, it will definitely get you into historical romance if you're looking for that. The one that I loved the most is definitely A Rogue of One's Own. This one follows Lady Lucy and Tristan, who are basically enemies. They are rivals also without realizing it, and he is like this silver-tongued charmer, and she is this blue-stocking feminist woman who is trying to have she has like a little newspaper or whatever that she puts out, a feminist newspaper. And yeah, so she's trying to, what happens between it? I can't remember. It's been so long. I don't know, but they end up in this situation where she's like, well, if you will do this for me, then I will do this for you. And it's trading sexual favors, and it was so much fun. This was such a fun ride. Portrait of a Scotsman was also lovely. This one follows a banking heiress who doesn't want to get married, and yet she finds herself, isn't this a forced marriage one? Yeah, she finds herself stuck with this Scot, and it's like a arranged marriage situation. This one, Bringing Down the Duke, I cannot remember. It's been a long time since I read this one, but I remember absolutely loving it, and it got me hooked on the series. And I literally, Evie Dunmore, by the way, is a phenomenal author. She has such good interactions with her fans. She has her own like Facebook group, and she responds directly to you and does like, I mean, she's great. I absolutely love her. This one is oh yeah, she's got a scholarship, and she's got to recruit men of influence to champion the rising women's suffrage movement. And she tries to target this Duke of Montgomery, but Montgomery wouldn't be the king's greatest strategist if he couldn't turn the tables and confront Annabelle with an altogether different offer. And they are locked in a battle with rising passion and impossible attraction. It's very cute. It's very cute. So, yes, the League of Extraordinary Women is definitely a historical romance series that will get you into reading historical romance if you have not started yet. And trust me, once you start reading historical romance, you cannot stop. The yearning. They just give you sighs. I mean, there's no other way around it. So anyway, that concludes my little wrap up of books that if you're looking for books to get obsessed over for Valentine's Day, I would definitely recommend starting with one of these or one of these authors, honestly. And yeah, if you've read any of these or you have suggestions for other ones that are similar to it that I should pick up, please let me know in the comments. And if you've made it this far, please leave you know what? Just leave a heart for Valentine's Day, a pink heart, please. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.